Lencore's N-Form mass notification system is specifically designed to deliver clear, intelligible messages in the event of an emergency, whether through its interior or exterior audio solutions, or via its distributed recipient mass notification system, called Field Alert. The message will get there. The objective is to ensure message delivery to 100% of the intended audience 100% of the time. N-Form meets the UL requirements for mass notification system testing standards to interface with a fire alarm control unit. Leveraging an open platform control protocol, N-Form integrates with over 140 other control protocols that enables it to integrate with just about any building device. Let's begin by reviewing and highlighting a number of important features and criteria for designing a mass notification system, or MNS. In order to be called a mass notification system, that system must meet and be marked with the UL 2572 or UL 864 standard for the US or the UL CS 576 standard for Canada. Now, these are the only standards that exist for a head-end and audio system to be called a mass notification system that meets published standards. The UL Standards Committee, in conjunction with the National Fire Protection Association, NFPA, developed the UL 2572 and UL CS 576 standards to ensure alignment with current fire and life safety codes. It's important to always check with your local jurisdiction for all adopted fire codes for the building location site that you're working on. Most fire codes across North America refer to either the ICC, International Code Council, or NFPA, National Fire Protection Association codes. ICC uses the IFC, International Fire Code, for its list of requirements, and the NFPA uses the NFPA 72 Fire Alarm and Signaling Codebook to provide its guidance on code and standard requirements. Additional local codes may also exist, and these additional codes should be properly researched. The best way to ensure that a product or system meets the appropriate legal requirements and further be accepted by the local authority having jurisdiction for compliance is to make sure that all involved products are listed to meet the necessary and appropriate standards for the job the product and installation is intended to do. Now, this ensures safety, reliability, and compliance. As we know, a system that is not listed or is not compliant risks the authority having jurisdiction not accepting the product or installation and will result in delaying the ability for building occupancy. Now, please remember to make sure your products and systems meet UL 2572 or UL CS 576 when installing a mass notification system or integrating with a life safety or a fire alarm control unit, or FACU. Although the fire code is extensive, two key principal ideas should be highlighted for mass notification. These systems must be designed to be intelligible, with the intent of reaching its intended audience 100% of the time. Further, the structured connections and wiring between a MNS and FACU must be safe, supervised, and compliant. In order to meet compliance objectives, it's important to note that many facilities have installed sound masking systems that are utilized for everyday privacy, comfort, and productivity. Sound masking audio systems are intentionally designed to make speech unintelligible. That's their primary function. Although sound masking may not interfere with a tone, bell, or whistle, sound masking most certainly can interfere with voice fire enunciation, non-fire mass notification, and life safety voice announcements. Sound masking will undoubtedly further interfere with voice intelligibility for people who have difficulty hearing. It is therefore important that all sound masking systems be muted during a life safety or fire announcement to ensure fire code and ADA compliance. Competing signals or voice is disallowed during an emergency voice announcement. The FACU must be enabled to mute sound masking, and for compliance reasons, it's paramount that these same systems are listed to work with a fire panel. Compliance is not optional. Introducing Lencore's N-Form mass notification system that meets the UL 2572 standard. N-Form delivers critical mass information throughout an entire building or campus through the system's ability to provide clear audio inside and outside, along with the ability to text, tweet, provide desktop notification, mass distributed phone calls, and emails, all while triggering digital signage, strobes, and more in the event of any type of emergency, fire, weather, or human-related threats. Each Inform head-end is enabled to be triggered virtually by hardware a local operator controls, or LOCs. Moreover, each single head-end unit is capable of controlling up to 6 million square feet per device and can be further daisy-chained to additional head-end units for multi-building campuses or worldwide control. UL 2572 means Standards for Life Safety, and you can rest assured that the Inform meets all the necessary standards. All other systems are non-conforming hardware or simple software. Inform comes loaded with pre-recorded messages, text-to-speech capability, and telephone or microphone inputs. Zone control communication is easy, and system setup and control is simple. With revolutionary field-targeted notification, the Lencore system can take 3 simultaneous audio feeds from the fire panel to address fire zones, non-fire zones, and advisory pages distributed to the exact necessary zone at the same time during any style of emergency. In this demonstration, the system uses the same network of sound masking speakers to reinforce the fire alarm announcement to help with enunciation and ensure the fire alarm system meets code for voice intelligibility. This increased awareness can increase safety by getting everyone to evacuate their building 22 times faster than just a standard alarm. Let's demonstrate several use cases of the Inform system. Here we're demonstrating the connection to a fire alarm control unit. Supervised audio and supervised fault detection is shown and complete. Fire alarm audio warnings are typically projected from small speaker strobes mounted in limited locations. With Inform, the fire alarm control unit sends a voice or fire signal through the mass notification head-end, reinforcing the fire system and enabling these systems to leverage Lencore's entire speaker distribution layout for a clear, intelligible audio message or reinforced fire signal. As we all know, we're seeing more and more active shooter or active aggressor situations. And many of these situations are worsened by the aggressor or someone pulling open the fire alarm. People have been trained since children in grade school to immediately exit the building if the fire alarm goes off. Now, this action creates a scenario where the environment becomes target-rich with innocent people. It also allows for greater access to the building, ensuring greater levels of panic, confusion, and harm. This exact scenario is why new fire code was written around the fire alarm. Now, these hostile events are considered to be part of a non-fire emergency and are intended for a mass notification system to go into full action. One of the primary functions needed during these non-fire events is for the fire alarm to be stopped immediately, and useful voice and digital information be conveyed to everyone instantaneously to allow for the proper response. Inform can be integrated with shot detection devices or the Lencore talkback unit with impact detection, occupancy sensing, voice communication, and more. In this demonstration, watch how the Lencore Inform system shuts down the fire alarm while getting out the proper message through audio, digital signage, desktop notification, distributed telephone calls, Twitter, text, and email. Skype calling with audio is also available. Following the facility's risk assessment plan, the Inform system enables operators to deliver, at the right time, the necessary messages for the situation. This action allows the operator to direct people away from harm and to take appropriate action. Meeting the UL 2572 standard is the only way a system is allowed to override the fire alarm. This action will help save lives and allow building occupants to be their first responders. By pushing the emergency control button on the head end, or by triggering it remotely, an operator stops the fire alarm, as well as stops the fire strobe from lighting up and delivering a fire signal. Inform gives operators full control and is able to give back control to the FACU at any time. This working relationship gives owners, operators, security, and first responders every necessary option to let the systems work in concert to keep people safe. Response-able audio. In all of these fire and non-fire emergency scenarios, intelligibility and clarity of a voice announcement is of the utmost importance for an audio message to work. This means that a sound masking system must be muted during an emergency by a fire or life safety system. Sound masking systems are specifically designed by engineers to make speech unintelligible. and these systems will interfere with verbal communications and announcements and make it especially hard for people who are hard of hearing to understand a life-critical message. Today's code requirements for voice intelligibility, interfaces, and pathways means any system, including a sound masking system, must be listed to work with a fire alarm control unit. The sound masking must also be muted by the same FACU to not interfere with emergency communications. The TalkBack unit is part of the Lencore Inform system and can be placed anywhere in a building or school. The TalkBack unit has a push-to-talk feature. The green indicator button shows that the channel is clear. Once pressed, the indicator light turns red on the unit being used and all other units on the system to indicate that the TalkBack channel is in use. When communicating through the TalkBack unit, a high-sensitivity microphone picks up the voice and plays it back to security or wherever the building owner chooses. Through the CB microphone or remote microphone, the operator is now able to talk directly to the person that pushed the TalkBack interface. The TalkBack unit also has an integrated occupancy sensor that allows the security personnel or first responders a real-time look to see if anyone's moving about in the building during an emergency. This is especially useful during evacuation or lockdown scenarios. The unit also comes with a panic button and impact microphone to detect high-decibel impact noises such as gunshots or other sounds that might indicate a problem. Further, the high-sensitivity microphone can be turned on remotely to listen for panic or problems in the room the unit is installed. This gives security the full ability to assess information as it's required. Now, if there is a fault condition on either the Mass Notification System, MNS, or fire system, a notification is sent and an indication on both systems is activated. In this example, if there is any fault condition, like the handset being disconnected from the supervised Inform head end, the fire panel and Inform systems register the fault. This action now sends a message via email or text to the operator and to the central control station via the fire panel so they can take corrective action. Once the fault is fixed, the operator now clears the fault at the head end, allowing the fire panel to generate a second alert that the fault condition has been cleared. If the fault is generated at the fire panel, Inform's head-end unit registers the fault and triggers communication to the operator to take action. Once the fault has been cleared at the fire panel, a second fault cleared alert is sent. This capability is due to a supervised requirement within the code and standard, and is part of the requirements of UL 2572. This brief overview and demonstration of the Inform Mass Notification System only scratches the surface of its capabilities and what it can do to help ensure your facilities are safe and your people are notified. No matter what the situation, Lencore means safe and sound. Contact Lencore today to learn more or to begin designing your mass notification system. Remember, standards matter. Lencore, safe and sound.